This video was made actually to follow up on the last video. The last one only used the core units, core troops rather, in the army composition. This one actually will include my Barbarian King, and let me pull it up here actually. This one will include my Barbarian King as well as a Rage spell. I didn't use either in the last video that I put up in the guide. So I wanted to give you a little bit of diversity. Plus with this one right here, the primary amount of the loot was actually located in the collectors, but there was some loot in the center of the base. As you can see, I ended up 100%ing this base. And let's go ahead and start the replay here. So I'm going to try and narrate this as best as I can here. So what first thing I did was I decided to take out the town hall. Not just because I wanted the town hall, but because I wanted to get it out of the way. I do not like it when troops run off in opposite directions from where I intend them to. And that's one of the things I mentioned in the guide, which was to ensure that you take out any perimeter buildings. Right now, I kind of want to focus in on this little builder set right here, because a little bit later in the video, I'm going to show you something that happens. I do forget to place an archer or a barbarian to take out this single builder's hut. And even though I 100% of this base, there's a moment where a swarm of barbarians and archers come running up this little path, simply because the builder's hut is the closest building to them. Right, so this is why it's important to go ahead and take out that builder's hut. I do not really concern myself much with this one out here on the side because I'm going to choose to attack from up on this side. And that's one of the things I mentioned in the guide. Make sure you take out any perimeter buildings. That would include this builder's hut and anything else such as these little gold mines, this spell factory, and this army camp. So let's go ahead and play this a little bit here. One of the things I'm going to do next is you're going to see me start to place a single archer on certain buildings that are outside the perimeter, out of reach of the defenses. I tried one up here that didn't work out, so this one right here is just out of reach. And the reason for me doing this is because I am going to try and take everything on the outside, and I want less for my troops later to have to worry about. So you're going to see another couple of archers get dropped right down here. Okay, now let's see. Okay, Town Hall is almost finished, and I'm getting ready to start the actual attack. So like I mentioned, let's go ahead and pause this for a second. One of the things I did mention was barge, right? So use your barbarians and your archers on the perimeter buildings of the side that you choose. It can be a corner. I considered taking the top, but I decided on the side of this base. And that's what I'm going to do next here. So you see I dropped down the barbarians, enough to take out this one, and all of these buildings right here. Okay. Now, at this point, I've already chosen where I'm going to send my giants, my Barbarian King. I'm essentially going to try and go right up the middle, okay, or actually in this little tiny corner right here next to the spell factory. So let's go ahead and continue this here. And there go the archers. Okay, the barbarians at this point are taking hits. The archers are assisting in taking out the gold mines. Immediately after, I decided to throw down my 5 giants. And that holds true for my last video as well. And right after the giants, something you really do need to keep in mind is immediately after this, they're going to go right for these defenses, which means they need to get past those walls. So you got to throw down your wall breakers, and there they go. 2 wall breakers, because that's what I know what it takes. Okay, I don't waste wall breakers, and I've seen people with attacks throw down like 8, 9, 10 wall breakers all at once. That's a big waste of elixir, and it's a waste of your wall breakers, and a waste of your space. So here they go, and they're coming in. Okay, they just run right past the giants. Boom, they open the walls, the giants take the hits. And now next what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down some more barbarians. Okay, and there's some more archers. So now, because I really want to get these outer buildings taken out really quick, because these giants are just about to finish taking out this cannon. Okay, so now as you see the barbarians starting to grip together, they're coming to this little spell factory. I'm going to press play next. Okay, here we go. Now, at this point, they've already destroyed that cannon. Now, I waited just a little bit too long, so the better your timing is with this, the better it's going to be. But you don't want the giants to sit there pounding at walls, taking hits, because they're going to get taken out pretty quickly. So the next step right here, you see the 2 more wall breakers coming, and here they come. They're going to open up that building right there. I'm sorry, those walls right there. And okay, perfect. Now, at this point, as you can see, every single one of the buildings, okay, that I had intended to remove have already been removed. So at that moment, I know it's safe for me to throw down my Barbarian King. Now, the reason for throwing down the Barbarian King after that is because any buildings, like let's say for example this army camp was still there. It hadn't been destroyed. What the Barbarian King would probably do is he might run towards, or run over towards the army camp. And what he'll do after that is after the army camp is destroyed, he'll go to the next closest building. And that'll be like the gold mine. And then it'll be the barracks. And you see what's starting to happen here is that, and I've seen this happen to a lot of folks that I feel don't use their Barbarian King the right way. The Barbarian King starts to run around outside of the walls. Now, I see the Barbarian King as a tank, and I think a lot of people do. So I want him up the middle with the Giants. That's where I want to place him. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. So now that he went in there, now, next piece. In my guide, I do mention, as soon as you throw down your Barbarian King, throw down a bunch of Barbarians. The reason for that, and actually this plays in even more importantly when you have Iron Fist, which I do because it's a level 5 Barbarian King, is they're going to, any barbarians that are surrounding him, as you know with Iron Fist, are going to immediately catch a piece of that power as well. And so it's kind of like a mini rage spell for barbarians. And so watch what happens next. Now after the barbarians, I am going to throw down 2 more wall breakers, right? So it's your giants, some wall breakers, barbarians, some wall breakers. You see how it's happening. So the pattern is that as soon as they're getting ready to take down those defenses, I'm throwing down 2 more wall breakers at each point. And I have not been wasteful with a single wall breaker at this point. So now he's starting to hit it there. Now that's the thing. If you don't throw down your wall breakers fast enough, they're going to be taking hits and trying to get through those walls. So at this point, there they go, and it's opened up. 1 more ran off this way. So there you go, and there they go. Now, Iron Fist got him through. I activated it. You saw a bunch of giant barbarians running with him. Now, you see another wall breaker just came through and opened up the path right there. Now, this is what I mentioned too as well. When it comes to spells, don't be wasteful with them. Don't waste them too soon. Wait until you get to your desired goal, which is reaching the loot. So now that I'm in here, and I have various troops all surrounding this area, it's a perfect time for me to throw down my rage spell, especially since the Barbarian King is about to run out of his Iron Fist. So here we go, rage spell, and there go a bunch of troops. And now at this point, I want to make the most of this rage spell, so you can already see me starting to throw down some barbarians. But if you recall what I mentioned, this little builder's hut kind of becomes an annoyance. And as you can see, I have 3 barbarians running over there. Now let me press play a little bit on this. You're going to see some archers do the exact same thing. And this is why I should have taken out that builder's hut before anything else. So now you see that, there they go, and some archers running over that way. So how many archers and barbarians does it take out to take out builder's hut? Now they're running in the opposite direction. Okay, perfect. Now let's go back down here. Okay, as you can see, Barbarian King has already plowed through it. Barbarian's taking down the mortar. Okay, at this point, I'm throwing down a bunch of archers trying to make the most of that rage spell. And next you see me throw down some minions. So now here's the thing. I did mention use the minions and use the archers as you need them. Well, in this particular base, we have money, essentially loot, in the collectors, right? So I still have these out here. Now, even though I'm pretty confident at this point that I may 100% the base, I don't like taking risks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down, you're going to see the minions as I start to spread them out across the lower half of the base. So now I'm beginning to surround their remaining defenses. And as you can see, we're getting there. My Barbarian King still has plenty of health. All my giants are gone at this point, but it's okay. They serve their purpose. And here we go. Let's go ahead and speed it up just a little bit. Almost done with the base. One last builder's hut. And we are good. Okay, so we collected about 201,000. Now, if I had only taken the outside, I probably would have only taken about 126,000 roughly, maybe less, because some of that was in, as you saw, if we go to his base, and I believe his base might actually still be destroyed at this point. Let's go ahead here. Oh yeah, he still doesn't know that his base has been destroyed, but he had some, for example, like let's see here. Mortar, gold mine. So you see gold mine in there. He had some gold mines in there, and I think he had one fairly upgraded gold mine somewhere in one of these. So yeah, you can see several of his gold mines were on the inside. So even though it looked like a good base to take, if I hadn't done what I did, it probably would have only resulted in about maybe 100,000, a little slightly over 100,000. So yeah, so if you have any questions, comments, or anything, ways I can improve these videos, please let me know. Thank you.